Good afternoon, everyone. So, as promised, I'm finally back. It's been a minute. There's been a lot going on, shutdowns and whatnot. Um, but I finally made it back. So thanks for having me, and let's dive right into the shit. Now, you guys know by now that I say what I mean what I say. So, on that note, let's go into it. One of the biggest controversies that have been going on outside of this pandemic. This that's down the line. We're going to talk about the pandemic another time. Today we're going to talk about the whole Zaya Wade situation and the rapper slash internet troll Boosie or Little Boosie, whatever you call him. So yeah, it was very disturbing to me on a personal level, just with the whole thing that's been going on. It's one thing to not agree with something, and there's another thing to just obsess over someone else's life. And this is a person who has, if I'm not mistaken, about 6 kids, 5, 4, something like that, in that realm. But you would think he would be consumed enough with his own life, where he wouldn't find time to stop in the middle of a workout at the gym to go ballistic about a 12-year-old child. 12-year-old child. That's the funniest part. This is a kid we're talking about. At the end of the day, regardless of your beliefs, whatever the case may be, this is a child. So we expect maybe bullying to happen in school, on a playground, whatever, amongst kids. They don't know any better. Some of them do, but who's gonna pass? But when we have adults displaying this kind of behavior and everyone is, embracing it, all the other ignorant people around them is like, oh yeah, rooting it on, cheering it on. It makes it even more disturbing. You people have so much time on your hands to constantly preach to everyone else about how they should live their life, what you think is right and wrong, the moral code, the Bible, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to your own life, most times you have no morals. You don't follow religion. You don't go to church. You don't pray, none of that stuff. But when it's time to condemn everyone else, you quote Bible verses. You say what's right and wrong. In some people's eyes, it's wrong to have a bunch of kids by a bunch of people, whether it be baby mamas or baby daddies, whatever the case may be. And most of the people who are speaking on this topic tend to have so much of their own baggage that it just blows my mind, to be honest. It's like, what are you afraid of? Are you running from your own problems? Do you think by constantly crucifying a group of people that it's going to somehow eliminate your own shortcomings and failures in life? It's not. For a moment in time, you might feel a little better about yourself while you're constantly downing others. But at the end of the day, when you're alone with yourself, you're still, in your mind, you still know that you're a failure. The demons of your past and things you're running from and what happened as a child. I'm being nice. I'm trying to tread lightly. Because that's a very sensitive issue, and I don't want to accuse anyone of anything. But yeah, you guys really have to take into account that when it comes to children, minors, kids, adolescents, whatever you want to call them, as adults, you should really choose your words wisely and sometimes keep your opinions to yourself. Again, this is America. Everyone is allowed to think different, have their own values or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times the people that are pointing the finger the hardest have zero values, zero morals, and it just makes it a joke. And you can't really take a person serious who is promoting child rape and, hiring grown women to give fellatio to a child of his own. You know what I mean? So that's the last person that should be giving out advice. And the fact that you guys are rallying around that and like, oh yeah, he's speaking, he's saying this is real. When I seen the memes going around online and stuff, and everybody's like, oh, he's speaking some real shit, and this the realest shit I ever heard. It's like, I don't want to say ghetto, because that's offensive to some people. But I'll say ignorant. It's just a very, it's almost like a epidemic within our own community. You would think a group of people who came over here on a boat, and shit and piss on top of each other, shackled, beat, raped, murdered, and to this day, a lot of you are still slaves, and you find time to be so disgusting and so horrible and so hateful. It's like, the saying I like to use is when the oppressed becomes the oppressor. Matter of fact, that's going to be the title of this video, actually. A group of people who are oppressed themselves, who still don't feel safe getting pulled over by a cop. You don't feel like you have a fair chance getting a job or applying for a loan, but you find time to constantly judge and spread hate and be violent, and it's mind-blowing. It's another one of them things. Is it crabs in a barrel? Like, what exactly? You got to really do some soul searching and look in the mirror and be like, why am I mad? Why am I upset? Because me personally, I see a lot of things that people do that I don't agree with. Personally, I wouldn't partake in, whatever the case may be, but I don't lose sleep over it. I don't get upset about it to the point, where my nerves are bad, where I have to stop in the middle of what I'm doing to, condemn them, where I have to move and not sit next to a certain person, or I can't be in a room with a certain people. It's like, people just take it to the extreme. I just don't understand it. It's really sad, it's ugly, it's despicable. That's the best way to put it. Despicable people, horrible, disgusting, trash. A lot of you guys are just trash, and you're not good people. And when you're going through your trials and tribulations, and when something happens, the cops kill somebody and whatnot, everybody wants to, oh, we gotta stand up for each other, blah blah blah. But after that split second is over, it's back to the same old bullshit, the same old nonsense, tearing each other down. It's horrible behavior. And I just don't understand it. And what makes it hilarious is this 12-year-old child already has more to look forward to in life than a lot of you have even accomplished in your whole life. You know, this is a 37-year-old man who, by all means, hasn't really done much lately anyway. I don't know, you know, his chart history or whatever, but I haven't heard him on the radio recently. So yeah, so it's almost like a fallen has-been situation where, okay, my career declined, you know, I'm a ex-felon now, I'm getting up there in age, you know, my looks have faded. Not that he ever was good looking, but he looks pretty bad. So by all means, I'm sure he's unhappy, you know, and he's still fighting trauma and demons, unfortunately, because, like I said, the average person cannot agree with something, but they're not going to go to the extremes and the lengths, you know, of child rape to make sure their son is not gay, which in fact is ridiculous as well, because anyone with a penis can get erect when it's stimulated. That doesn't necessarily prove they're attracted to the person stimulating them or what their sexuality will be, but hey, to each their own. Again, I don't speak on children, so I'm leaving it at that. I'm not touching that. But if that's you people's way of testing out what someone is going to turn out to be later in life, then woo child. So yeah. So the moral of the story is focus on your own life, especially when your life is so shitty to begin with, you know what I mean? When you, like I said, it's a person who has faded, you know, faded from the spotlight, and you have to use a 12-year-old child to put you back in the headlines and be so disgusting and vulgar. It's not okay. And the people that support it, you're equally disgusting, to be honest. And Zaya Wade, you're beautiful. Don't let anyone tell you different. Be your authentic self, regardless of who says what. You're gonna. That's not even the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there's gonna be people who are more horrible than that. Your peers, kids, are gonna be equally disgusting. So just, you're already brave by taking this journey so early and so young. So I mean, just focus on you and continue to be great, and just kind of look at the haters like, yeah, y'all peasants, you know what I mean? Like, I have more than you'll ever have. You know what I mean? That's basically the truth and the facts. So and on that note, I said what the fuck I said. The light went out. That means the show's over. I'll holler at y'all next time.